Well, hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Listen, I want to do a series with you, 8 life lessons that if you begin to live them, your life will begin to change. Listen, the things I'm going to talk about, they're basics. It's nothing that you haven't heard before, but understand that sometimes if you hear it put a different way, or if you hear it so many times, then maybe something will trigger and you want to make a change. Maybe it's a point in your life to where you may have heard these lessons previously, but life is going okay and it really didn't trigger necessarily a change because you didn't feel there was a need for a change. So this is based on my book, Waxaa Mr Smith. Just a great book I think I wrote 6 years ago, so 2011, 2010, around there. Just a great little book. So I want to share the lessons in this book with you. You understand too that when I teach this, it helps me become accountable. It helps me become a better parent, a better father. I need to start living these, or do live these as well. So it helps me. So let me ask you some questions, because I think we need to get in the right mindset. Do you feel that you can be getting more out of life? Do you feel that you could maybe be doing more? Do you feel that you're maybe haven't reached your full potential? Do you feel that you're being the best spouse, the best husband or wife? Do you feel that you're being the best parent that you could possibly be? What about things like your health? Do you feel that you're living a healthy life? You have to understand this, guys, and if you answered yes to any of those questions, I think it's important then that we start to move forward, that we start to progress. Change is good, and I love the quote from Jim Rohn. He says, if you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always gotten. And it's so true that often we want change in our life, but we're not willing to change. And we need to take responsibility. Listen, we need to take responsibility for our life and understand that to not blame the economy, to not blame your spouse, to not blame that person that may have cut you off in traffic. All these different things, right? If we want change, we need to change, and we need to understand that. And too much I feel that goes on in our society and life is we just blame others, right? And that's not the way that we need to do it or should do it. And when we begin to take responsibility for our own life, that's when we truly start to become men and women. It's okay. I love this thing. I'm not sure if it's John Max who said it's okay to kick and scream when you're 3, but not when you're 33. Right? What do our kids do? If you're parents, listen, guys, what do your kids do? Your kids blame everybody. They blame your brother. They blame, their sister. All these different things. And what happens is when you start to mature, as a child or as an adult, you start to take responsibility for your own life. So that's just so important. And really, guys, why should we change? Why should we be growing? That seems like a silly question, right? We should always be growing, because look, if we're not growing, if we're not progressing, what's happening? We're going backwards, right? I mean, we're getting older. Our bodies are getting older. I mean, I'm 43 now. I got gray. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but my gray hair is coming out. It's hard for me to see sometimes when I read. I don't think I have my glasses here right now, but all those different things. Right? But one of the things that we can do is we can get wiser. As we get older, we can get wiser. We can get smarter. We can make better decisions. And when we do that, we're able to make an impact, more of an impact. Does that make sense? I mean, when you're 25, 23, or 30, and you're just trying to figure parenting out, you're trying to figure your life out. I mean, I didn't have a clue at 33, 32, really. It's very hard to help others, right? It's very hard because you don't even have your life in order. I mean, are you seriously going to go try to help somebody else? The thing is, if we grow and we progress and we learn and we become lifelong learners, then what we're able to do is not only get our life in order, but then we're able to share our thoughts and ideas. Maybe what I'm doing with you guys right now, with others, and then we start to be a benefit to others as well. So I want to go through these first lessons with you, and I'm going to give you lesson number 1 on this first video. And lesson number 1, and these are basic principles, guys. There's nothing unusual about it. They're just the basics, but that's so the fundamentals. I mean, if you look at the great basketball coach like John Wooden and stuff, they just practiced the fundamentals. That's all they did. They practiced the fundamentals, and just, you know, a big story in that. We won't get into that. But listen, number 1, lesson number 1 is to be thankful daily. Be thankful. Be overflowing with thankfulness. Focus on what you do have as opposed to what you do not have. Right? Be thankful. You got to understand that. That's so incredibly important, to live your life every single day being thankful for what you have. If you're able to watch this video, if you're able to look at it, if you're able to hear it, you should be thankful, because there's other people out there that aren't able to do that, that aren't able to get this information, that don't have it. Listen, if you're above ground, you should be thankful that you're above ground, because no matter how bad your life may be, okay, you have an opportunity to turn it around and start progressing. So it's unbelievable. Listen, it's almost impossible. Well, I really think it is impossible. It's not almost. It's impossible to be feeling thankful and unhappy at the same time. You can't do it. It's impossible. So the more thankful you are, okay, the less unhappiness it's going to be in your life. And you need to understand that. So lesson number 1 is to be thankful daily. And there's different ways you can do that. You know, a lot of people talk about gratitudes in the morning. Getting up in the morning and going through your gratitudes. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my home, my food. I'm thankful for my wife, my kids, my job, my past clients, my present clients. The opportunity to live a healthy life. So you can go through that every single morning, and you can get yourself primed with gratitude and thankfulness to go through the day. I'm thankful for this day, that it's, you know, the sun's shining outside. All these different things, right? But if you wake up in the morning, you're just like, oh, I got to go to work again. I got to do this. And, you know, the kids are running around, and I got to get the kids ready for school, and we're going to be late. And, you know, oh, you know, Trump is ahead in the polls, or, you know, all this crazy stuff, right? Listen, you have to be thankful every single day, and you have to go through your gratitudes, because that's really lesson number 1. We can't go to lesson number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 if you have an unthankful heart, an unthankful attitude. So I'm going to end here. Lesson number 1 is to be thankful daily. Every single morning, get up, take your walk, write them down on a piece of paper. In the evening, what you can do is you can have a journal next to your bed, and you can go ahead and write down 3 things that you were thankful for that particular day. But the point of this lesson is to every single day, be thankful. All right? So in the next couple days, probably 2 days from now, we'll get on to lesson number 2. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Bye.